March, April, as well as May. Now, if I talk about ABFM, what is exactly ABFM is something that you need to know. First of all, when we talk about the CAIIB examinations, what do we have overall, everyone? We have 4 separate papers. Paper number 1, that is your that part is ABM, that is Advanced Bank Management. Paper number 2, that is Bank Financial Management. Then we have the specific area of paper number 3, Advanced Business and Financial Management. And the last one is your BRBL. BRBL is Banking Regulations and Business Laws. Apologies, I am under the weather right now, so it will take a little while to get well. So in case you find anything glitches there in terms of my voice or anything else, it's because of the uh, fact that I'm not well right now. In any case, we were talking about the specific area of CIB compulsory subject. The compulsory subjects are these only. But other than this, there's one more examination which is elective. Here. Now let's talk about ABFM exclusively. What do we have in terms of ABFM, everyone? The exam pattern for 2024 is what we currently know. In terms of the examination, there are 100 questions, 100 marks, and overall, the duration of this examination is basically 2 hours. This part is something that we are already clear about. Since there is no other information specified, we can assume that this is going to be the same amount, same information for the upcoming examinations as well. Here. So that is what we can say. So when we talk about ABFM specifically, you will have 4 different modules, starting from module A, which is purely which is based upon pure theory. Okay, there are 2 specific areas which are pure theory in the examination. Okay, this part is pure theory. The management process is pure theory. Module D is pure theory. One of the basic ways to score more is to focus on A plus D properly. But don't go for blind think कि अच्छा I'll prepare only A and D and won't prepare B and C, because in this case you will not pass. But yeah, if you focus more on A and D and do B and C accordingly as well, then you can score above 60 very easily. What you need to do is, this is pure theory part, this is pure theory part, and these are 2 practical topics. These are pure practical areas. B and C are overall 2 total practical areas to be covered. So when we talk about the examination, I can say if you focus on A module properly, you will be definitely getting a lot of, I would say, confidence, because A is the easiest module. Okay? So let's look at this part, everyone. First of all, since I'm talking about the most important of how to clear the examination in the upcoming 2025, what you need to do is understand the syllabus first of all. Because if you do not even know what you are studying, how would you pursue further? That's one part of approach that I take up. Key first of all, know the waters that you are testing. Take care. When if you are entering the water, then you realize the depth of it, it's of no use. You will be definitely drowning if you're not ready for it. So basically, you need to understand how many chapters are there, how many things are there overall, what are the things that you have to take care of, and what are the specific areas which you should be open to in terms of learning, right? Chaliye. Starting from the specific area of the management process there. If I talk about the management process, they said that the first unit number 1, is basics of management. But the basics of management is one of the easiest chapters to look at. Why? It talks about what exactly is management. And there are a lot of philosophers here. So once you talk about this area, there are schools of thought and specific philosophers which are frequently asked in the examination. Normally, each and every module is asked for roughly 25 marks. But overall, in the last few attempts, what has happened is module A and module D combined has got more than 50 marks. They are not restricted to that. There would be 25 and 25. It has got more than 50 marks combined for both these areas. So module A, number 1 is talking about the management overall. The planning, organizing, staffing, directing, control, these are step by step how the management works. In this examination, I have seen a lot of questions being asked from staffing as well as from the area of controlling. ऐसा नहीं है that they are not asking questions from the entire book, but when we talk about certain chapters, they are asking more than others. So first chapter, fourth and fifth, they have asked more questions from these areas as compared to the other three. In directing, there is one particular topic which has been frequently asked, and that is motivation. Okay, what is motivation, everyone? Let's talk about it. In English, when we talk about motivation, it's that impulsive thing that we feel, I want to clear the examination. That's your motivation. But then we have technical part of it as well. So when we talk about motivation, then this is one particular area where they have philosophies. There was one particular person who said theory of motivation. According to me, motivation is this. There's another person who says in the same way. So they have made specific different ideologies. Those ideologies are given in this particular area. If I talk about the area of management chapter process altogether, this is a pure theory area. So this means pure theory, matlab this is one particular area which is extremely scoring. But there are certain things that you should do. Number one, knowing the processes. There are multiple processes. Once I say I want to manage things, how do I manage things, everyone? If I am okay, let's talk about it. What the situation I'm currently. I am not well right now. Okay, if I'm not well, I need to define how much work can I take right now. Should I take a lot of work right now, or should I reduce it further? I have to be very open up towards that fact. Like, what is it that I'm having right now? That means planning. Then, if you're not well, you need to arrange a few things. I need to arrange water. I need to make sure that I'm having the medicines because I have to survive, right? So when we talk about that part, arranging the things is organizing. Then what do? Sometimes you can do things on your own, but sometimes you just can't. So you hire people for that. That's a part of staffing. But everybody, let's go to your homes itself. Let's not look at the corporate world, but let's go back to your household. In our houses, even if we employ a maid, we have to tell her what are the tasks that she's supposed to do. Any household that we are keeping, we have to tell them this is the specific kitchen area, this is the specific area that you need to clean properly. Even in the non-corporate world, it is so important. So why isn't it very important in the corporate world? If I'm new to your organization, you are the one who's going to tell me about the organization culture, the processes they are following. That is directing. And everything doesn't go as per the specific area of the plan. Since we do not know the plan sometimes, so we deviate from it. So we have to fight back to come back to the plan. That is control. Okay? That's the entire management process, everyone. I've just given you a few chapters which are more important than others, but everyone, do not think I am saying that you can leave those other chapters. They ask questions from the entire book now. Just like CBSE, IBF always asks questions from all the areas of our book. There is no specific one area that they have been asking questions. Okay? So this is one particular area. Everybody who's there using the app there, can you see this particular area? And everybody who's on YouTube, what you can do is you can click on the link and you can join our YouTube or in-app classes, okay, by downloading the app. So first of all, download the app because we're going to come up with more and more of these sessions where we'll be talking about the basics of this examination in our app by conducting free classes for all of you. So what you can do is from this particular area, if you're using, okay, for this, if you have to go through the free classes that we are conducting on our app. So what you need to do is, first of all, in this particular description area only, I believe, you can see in the description area, you can see that there is a specific area for our app. If you are using the specific area of our if you are using an Android phone, then you can download and use it. You can watch these things. Or if you are using iPhone or you're using a laptop, prefer using Android phones because this is visible there. So all you need to do is just download the app. You can see the specific area. In the link description area, you can find it. You can download the specific app and go through our classes, whatever we are conducting on these important topics. You can find it there. These would be conducted free for you. That means even if you haven't taken up our paid courses, you can avail such benefits. right? Everyone, please share this important session if you are watching it on YouTube and like it as well as subscribe to the channel. Coming back to the specific topic further, we were talking about the specific area of financial management there. Okay, first topic was management. We talk about advanced business and financial management. So first part was business management. First chapter was all about business area. Then first unit was all about business management, basic management. But then they say, what about money? Now you have to manage your funding. That is how we define the specific area of financial management. In the financial management, everyone, in this entire book, if you really want to understand each and every chapter, now, do not leave unit number 9 and unit number 7. If you are done with these two units, module B, module C, and module D, all these three modules will turn into piece of cake for you. And by that, I literally mean that. Because these two chapters are the base for the entire BCD modules. If you do modules, unit number 7 and 9 properly, everything else becomes easier for you. Because in this case, from unit number 7 to unit number 12, each and every chapter has something which is numerical based. So you cannot run away from the numerical part in this particular area at all. So module unit number 7, super important. Unit number 9, super important. If you are someone who watches recorded classes, at that point of time, prefer attending the live classes only. Because these topics are that important. Because they lay down the foundation for the exam. Okay? Then when we talk about the specific area of financial leverages, this is one particular part which has been asked in the examination in the form of a case study itself. So unit number 8 has case studies. Unit number 10. Acha, everyone, if I ask you whether you want to buy this phone or not, that is capital investment decisions. Where do you want to invest your funds? But what if I tell you, okay, you don't invest the funds in India? You define the funds investing outside India. So if it is about dollars, we are subjected to fluctuation of dollars there. You know? So international project investment decisions is based upon the fluctuations in that area. Okay? Then comes unit number 11, which is talking about adjustment of risk and uncertainty in capital budgeting decision. This talks about risk and uncertainty. Everything that we do in the business is subjected to deviations. So we'll be covering it that way. And the next part is unit number 12, decision making. Overall, the most important chapter still stays this because this chapter is derived from unit number 9. And these are connected with unit number 9. Done, everyone? So in this case, what have you got? You get the particular topics which is purely numerical based. I think this is one particular area. If you do module B properly, now C becomes easier, D also becomes easier. I'll tell you how. After this, you have module number C. Module number C, at least 3 chapters. Discounted cash flow and other non-discounted. These 2 chapters are exclusively linked with chapter number 9, capital investment decisions. So unit number 14 and unit number 15 is one particular area you should not miss at all because they are connected. Corporate valuation and special cases of valuation. Slightly different from the specific area. Corporate valuation is what? How do you value your company? You can value your company by looking at yourself, or you can actually see what others are doing, and based upon that, you can look at your organization. So, corporate valuation and special cases of valuation are 2 chapters which are quite connected. Then, this is an easy chapter, deal structuring. This is an easy and more or less theory based chapter. The most, I would say, the lengthiest chapter of our book is unit number 17. But in this particular chapter as well, in this particular area, there are certain things that is very important. That is types. So when you are preparing for this examination, make sure that this particular chapter you are handling tactfully. Okay? Then comes emerging business solutions. This is the module D overall. When you talk about the module D, everyone, please make sure that you are not missing out on module number B. After module B, basics, that is chapter number 7. You can do all these chapters without any problem because module D is purely based upon the specific area of. Acha, you must have seen that people have started putting their money into cryptocurrencies and other areas, right? This is cryptocurrency is just one part of that area. There is a lot of different financial securities which exist, which many people do not even know about. Hybrid finance talks about that. So that gives you a little idea about it. And then there is another important area, that is AI. These are practically two important chapters, I would say. Rest, pata hai? Then the examination, this happened in the second attempt of 2020. With this particular examination, ABFM was introduced last year in 2023 November, December examination. Unit 25. This is barely a 10-page chapter in the book. Overall, hardly 10 pages means including the everything. Your MCQ part, your answer part, your key components, your index, everything. Shortest chapter. At least 4 to 5 questions came from this particular chapter. So there are certain. This is the easiest chapter. So whosoever went for this chapter properly, na, they were really happy because 4 to 5 questions means a good number of marks you can score, right? So when we're talking about this examination, na, be balanced about it. So there are certain areas which are very, very important. Now you're done with the syllabus part. Let's talk about the reality of it. What is the amount of marks that you need? If you're going for the examination individually, then you have to score 50 marks. Okay? If you're just going for ABFM, just going for BFM or any other examination. But if you're going for multiple examinations at this point of time, you're going for all 5 together. At that point of time, you need a minimum 45, and but your total should be more than 50% of it. That means if you are not scoring best, and normally this happens, if I talk about the reality of the examination, you have ABM, you have BFM, you have ABFM, then you have BRBL. In this case, this is how your date sheet looks like. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5th is your elective. And this has happened that these two examinations have happened together, and these two examinations have also happened together. So this is one particular area that has happened actually. That means you might not be preparing with just one paper for 1 week. You might be preparing two papers in 1 week, which is very, very difficult because BFM is very lengthy, and then BRBL is something where people score a lot, but then you have to deviate yourself and also prepare for ABFM. Then elective paper also exists. In the elective paper, always go for something simpler. So what you need to do is BFM is one particular examination where people gets affected a lot. So for example, if you are scoring say 46 here, you have to compensate that marks in ABM, ABFM, BRBL and elective. In case your total score doesn't fall into 250, less than 250, you are not able to clear the examination altogether. So please make sure when you go for this examination, you are sorted about this part, that in any case, BFM being tough subject, I would try to score enough that I am in the safe zone. And in other examinations, I'll try to score maximum. So that aggregate is not an issue for me. That should be a criteria. Because ultimately, you should always start from how do I clear the examination? To clear the examination, you need to score good in ABM, ABFM, BRBL, and elective. Normally, the highest scope of marks is in BRBL. This is one trend I have seen. Okay? Elective is also something you can score a lot because ultimately elective is an easier part. Provided you take up the topics which are very easy, right? If I am into the specific area of the BR, if I am into the field of, say, I am someone who knows HRM very well. So if I take the HRM, I'll be scoring good in that examination. I can definitely do one thing, that is I can basically balance it out with other examination. है ना? Done, everyone? So this is the passing criteria. After passing criteria, what's the next thing that we need to do look at? Chale, now let's talk about the next part. And everyone, if this particular information is important enough, please go ahead and share the session as well and like it as well. Chaliye, talking about it further, CIB basics are done. And passing criteria, you will have maximum 5 attempts in this case, or either you will have 3 years time period. So make sure that you are finishing it off in the very first attempt, because there are people who are clearing it in the very beginning. Acha, one more thing, people say that my JIB one exam is left, or maybe this is one particular examination which is left. I've cleared all others. Can I apply for CIB? You cannot apply for CIB till the time you're done with all those JIB examinations. Okay? And in this case, either you will have 3 years after registration, or you'll have 5 attempts, whichever is earlier exhausted. That is what we need to look forward to. Okay? Now comes the next part, is what are the specific areas that you need to work upon, everyone. First of all, look at this part. In this area, when we talk about the practice test, mock test, and everything else that we work upon. So let's come to reality. Let's not look into anything else. You did your JIB. In your JIB, many of you would have given lesser time. Let's be honest about it. There are people who say that I went for this examination, but in this case, I spent only very limited time, and I was able to clear it very easily. You know, people say this, that it was easy for me to clear the examinations. Now, if it was easier to do the JIB, is CIB the same level? No, CIB is not the same level. BFM, ABFM, too lengthy. ABM is something which I would say it has practical and theoretical part both. And then we talk about the last topic, that is your BRBL is law based. Okay, 25. I think there are a good number of acts involved in it. So when we talk about the laws and all, you cannot take it lightly. You cannot say, "Ki, I will not, I'll take it very lightly." What will happen? You currently, what month is going on? November. Take November out of it, because this month is almost half away. Okay, more than half is done. So you take your December 31 days, then your Jan, then Feb, then March, and then April, and then May. Now let's talk about the reality, everyone. December, normally people take holidays by the end of the December. You know, people like to spend their family time, and at the same time during December, if you are in any specific area of the country, especially if in another India, there is too much of cold in that particular area. Cold regions are there, so what happens is you tend to study a little less, because of the weather altogether, I would say. And at the same time, another truth is you don't have much holidays in the month of December as well. You will have your basic holidays, the second Saturday and fourth Saturday, and the 4 Sundays. So you have overall second Saturday and fourth Saturday. That means 2 Saturdays plus 4 Sundays plus maximum 25th of December wali holiday. That means in the month of December you have got around 7 days overall. You know, then practically if I look at after these 7 days, what next do you have? After these 7 days, you have your January. Okay, entire January is there. February is also there. Normally people have it. By the time it's March, nobody has time, because March is extremely heavy for everyone. You know? So when we talk about the March becomes very, very difficult. So after, when we talk about the specific area of March, what happens? Then your April and May normally goes into audits, right? So overall, when we talk about the entire examination, can I say I cannot see that I have around 4 to 5 months in this exam? You have very limited time to look forward towards this examination. है ना? If I have very limited time in terms of this examination, I need to be very opened up towards this specific area, isn't it? So what do you need to do in this case, everyone? Simple. When we talk about the specific area overall, there are certain things that you need to review. First is you need to find out which particular subjects you are weaker in. Identify your weakness. Normally people have problem in BFM. ठीक है, this is one particular topic which I've seen bankers telling me that they find it quite difficult. Rest, anything else that you look forward to is again your point. A few people find theory very difficult, a few people find numerical part very difficult. So look at that part which is according to you difficult or less difficult. Second point, number one, build confidence. How do you build the confidence? By doing the entire syllabus properly. If you don't do the syllabus properly, you will not be able to build that specific confidence in you, because unpredictability of the paper is always there. This can happen that currently A and D are coming more, B and C can also come more in the upcoming future. That's one reality. Huh? Next part is time management. Learn how to manage your time. Look at this part every day. Every day, don't try to cross the 30 minutes to 1 hour target that you might be putting. Put realistic targets in the very beginning. Overall, then increase further. That's one particular thing that I've done. But then when I was a student, I used to keep a track of whatever topics I'm taking up. For example, at that point of time, when I was doing self study, I would specifically look at the entire book. Let's look at that part. If my book is overall of 60 pages, 600 pages, okay, every single day I will put a specific target that I'll finish 30 pages. 30 pages means how many days? That means in 20 days I will finish off this book. Do you know how many books do you have? You've got 5 books and all the books have more than 600 pages. So if you sit down and start your study right now, even now, practically, if you are self-studying, you have to start right away. There is no other option that you can give a lot of time in future. Okay? Then, when we talk about the specific area of this examination further, what do we have? Familiarize yourself with the specific area of the tests that they have come up with. First of all, matlab you get arranged. I have told you that about the time constraints that you might be having. Then look at the testing part. But in our app, if you'll use it, you will find unit-wise test. That is each and every chapter. You can find out which chapters are weaker and which chapters are not. You can find that part. Plus, there's one more thing that you'll be having. With this, you will be having one more scenario, that is you can also give the full mocks. Full mocks will help you to understand the mock testing wala part. You are prepared. How do you work in the examination further? Right? And whenever you will be going for this examination, prepare your own timetable. Do not go for anybody else. If I tell you that I did it with 30 days, 30 pages per day, then you don't go for that. Because the point is, my examination, my point of view, my reading habits are different from yours. So when you will be making your examination pattern or how do you want to pursue further, it should be something that you are opting for. For example, if you opt for the classes, then every single day sit down. If you are someone who watches recordings, then if you are comfortable with it, then increase the speed of the class. By increasing the speed of the class, you can save your time and finish off the topic properly. But when you're going for the examination, please make sure that you carry your calculators with it. That means when the teacher is doing the calculation part, if of any part of ABFM, then you have your calculator with you. Then the next part is when we talk about the specific area of module B and C. Do not get into that specific area. Ki, nahi, nahi, I don't want to do the theoretical part, it's too boring. Or I don't want to do the practical part, it's too difficult. Both the ideologies are wrong. Find out whatever portion that you can understand easily and then finish that part first. Always go from easy to difficult. That is one particular way of tricking your brain into doing something. Do something which is easy in the beginning so that you gain confidence, gain interest in that area, and then do something which becomes tougher and tougher. In that case, you will have more confidence and more comfort when you are studying. This might sound weird, but this always works, especially with someone who gets deviated very easily, right? So you have to look forward towards the assessment part. Then you will have to plan things accordingly. Again, I'm talking about the assessment part that I would do on me. Then I'll plan ki, theek hai na, in this portion I will complete this particular chapter. I'll look forward to this particular